Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are setting up my reading journal for 2023. I have gone ahead and purchased just a simple journal from Artist Loft. This one is dot grid. It's like this gray linen, and believe it or not, the paper quality is 120 GSM. Now I know a lot of people use the Archer and Olive because they love the thickness, and that one is at 160, and by all means, it is fabulous. I just didn't want to pay $36 for a journal, specifically too because this is like my third year attempting to do one and it always falls to the wayside. So I really want to give myself the chance to do better this year and without the price tag. So this one naturally is just $9.99 at Michael's. But when I bought it the other day, it was half off, so it was $5. And it's an A5, and the paper is bright white instead of being any of that linen-y yellow or like cream colored. So that was already a plus. And honestly, the paper it's thicker than copy paper. Plus, I feel like I'm not doing as much like stamping wise. So I feel like the pen and everything else will be fine, considering that most of my journals have, what is it, 65 weight paper GSM or 60 pound. So it's less than this anyway. So I thought this was a good start. What I also wanted to show you was that I have been doing the past 2 years in a Happy Planner Notes. And the first year, so I'm going to tell you two things that I like. The first year I did it, this was 2021. I had done like my bookshelf covers on everything I read this way, and I just gave it a rating and the month I read it in. I really like the way these pages look like, and I didn't do it this way in 2022. So I will repeat this style, especially with the book covers for what I read. So I'm taking that one and doing it again because it went over a span of a few pages and I really liked that. Then I also liked doing my book reviews, but maybe not such a large photo for the book cover. So I want to carry over doing this because I did none of these this year. And not that I did it for every book. I tried to, the ones that I liked or at least gave 5 stars to. So I didn't even finish like really writing anything out. So that was a huge fail. But I want to bring that back. Then in 2022, I had this ongoing list. Definitely want to do the list as a quick reference to know the number you're at. So I will do that again. I will do the bookshelf again, only because I never colored it in. Some of these things, like I said, fell to the wayside. But I do want to do this page again because I find it, when people fill it in with their colors, very pleasing to the eye. My DNF list, which is simple. And then what I did was, it was per month page that I made, is where I put the book covers. And that's fine. And it worked out good for a little while. The problem was that I liked it better when I could see the span of everything when they were smaller. So while this way is nice, I would have to flip to each month to see the cover of the book that I was reading. So that's why I want to change it back up. Here I was doing a little bit of a quote and a review, and these were like half pages, so I was able to keep up with it a little bit more. So I may do the reviews on a half page again because it seemed to be able to keep up with. So you see what I mean? And then it was like every month I had to flip to see the cover of the book I read. So I want to make them smaller and do it all together, plus those reviews. And so I've been really doing good with these and these. So for the year of 2022, believe it or not, I have read 100 books. I am so proud of myself. So I have done an extensive amount of reading. And based on my journal, you really wouldn't know like my thoughts or anything on a book because all I was doing toward the end of the year was just doing these kind of recap pages, and then that's it because there's no book reviews. So I really want to challenge myself, A, to see if I can hit 100 books again next year, and then B, really concentrate on reviewing the books is really. So I think I'm going to manage that by incorporating a few of these awesome printables. These I purchased on Etsy through a lovely fellow creator named Heba, and she's from My Little Journal here on YouTube, and she has an Etsy shop where she offered this collection of printables for, I want to say $13. You print them on 8x10, so I just print them straight. You cut them in half and probably trim off a little bit because they are the size to fit your A5 notebook. And so she's given us the bookshelfie. She has your favorite book of the month and the sizing for and the rating underneath it. There are, so that's still monthly favorites, right? Oh no, okay. So if you do book of the month, this is your pick, and then this is your monthly favorites. And then if you join her reading club, it's Reading with Hiba, you can put the book covers of the ones that we choose per month there. She does monthly reviews, what I read, which I really want to use because I did like having the quick list to reference back. The bingo game was empty, so I was just putting in some of my little bingo remarks myself. Recommendations, page tracker, like your goals. So 120 is the amount here. Like I said, I'm just doing 100. You can set a good read goal, the A to Z challenge, and then it's just a bunch of papers for book reviews. These are both full pages, and then there are some that have half page too. So, and then I think, oh, there's this one, which I wasn't sure what it was. Just has like Monday through Sunday and then all of them. So maybe it's like if you read every day, and then it's your daily book challenge. So I love a majority of these. So this is also why I didn't want to get the Archer and Olive notebook, because if I'm already putting this in and writing on here, who cares if it's taped onto paper that's 160 GSM weight anyway? You know what I mean? So that was my caveat for it. Then what I just did also as a little bit of legroom beforehand is I've already printed out. I'm going to have one of my pages spreads. You'll see me make 23 and 23. And those are 23 books that I have sitting on my shelf that have been there for far too long that I need to read. So those are the ones that are kind of printed double because I want it on that spread for 23 and 23, and then it'll go into the cover page as whatever day I read them. So yes, this looks like a lot. This is every book that I either own physically, have an ebook, or an audio that I have not read yet. So it took up a few pages. I sent it to print at Office Depot. And so now I have them all, especially if I read from my own collection. This does not include, obviously, anything that I borrowed from the library. So this took some legroom, but, you know, legwork, as they say, but not terribly, you know, that much. So you're going to come with me and the process of setting this one up for 2023. And we'll do a few other inserts. Like I know I want to do like a page that's called like my 5-star reads, and I want to do a page that is 5 stars, and a few other like bingo challenges. I think there's something else I wanted to add that I knew wasn't in those inserts, but I appreciate the inserts, and I'll leave the link to her shop for them down below. It'll just be the link, not affiliate or anything. And I'll leave the link to this one too if I can find it for Michael, so that you can go straight there and just pick this one up if you're curious to just spend $5 on a notebook. That's, and I think it did come in, this is the gray, and they had like a steel blue color too. And it has 2 ribbons. Oh, anyways, side note. What was I saying about adding a few more spreads? So I will pick the order that I want these to go in here. Oh, that's what I did. So I did already that. So I kind of put some Post-its, like so this will be my title page. I do want to glue these together because I knew I was trying to put 23 and 23, so that's cutting out the 23 that I definitely want to get to here. The goal by the month, and then the goal by the genre. So those are the 2 printables. The bookshelfies are going to go here. So I did put like an order hypothetically that I wanted: the A to Z challenge, and then the bingo challenge. Oh, so I want to make, this is the one, like your year in stats. So everyone puts like, you know, January through December, and then like their pages, the number of books, you know, if you read it physical, ebook, audio, and then I think the genre they keep track of. So I have a few that I want to look into. So it'll be 2-page spread on that. Favorite per month, I'll use the printable book bracket. So that's another one that I want to make myself. So when they have, you know, like January, February, who's the winner of that one? And then, you know, you'll break it down to the top 5, top 4, to get to your main one for the year. Recommendations page is the order here. What I read list, so the list that has the numbers so that it's an easy reference. And I think I left 2 pages so that I can get to 100. And then what I read cover. So then this is where I'll start all of the covers for all the books. And so I'll probably have to leave a few pages for that. I think I did. And then it'll start the monthly spreads. Yeah. So once I do the covers, I'll probably leave like maybe 5 pages or so. Hopefully that's enough to get to like 100 books. And then I'll start doing the book reviews all throughout the rest of it. And I think I will make a title page for like January and then the book reviews. So I know in essence which books I read in what month. So that will be when January comes. So stay tuned and let's put this together.
Okay, so I knew I wanted to have like a fun, creative title page. So I went ahead because I still had black glitter paper still on my desk from December Daily, and I cut out 2022. I believe I did the height as 2x4. I think that was what I did. This is an old stamp set. I don't even know where the stamp set is from because the packaging is just the clear plastic. I forgot what like company it was from. So it has a bunch of different like book sitting on shelves and teetering off and stacks of books. So I went ahead and just did a line of them repeating in a blue color because I already had used die cuts to cut out reading journal on like a navy blue paper. And I knew I wanted to use these stickers. These stickers are from Kell of a Plan. I think I had shown the sticker book in the opening moments. So in her sticker books, they're always like some that go together. So these were like a blue and a coral. And then they had the matching like colored boxes and like the check mark to-do list. So I just used the flowers. All those functional boxes I never really use. I should definitely start utilizing them in some creative way. But I liked it for, as you can see, like just kind of a background and tying in all these colors together. So I'm all about the florals. So I had to incorporate these florals in some sort of way. Now the reading journal is cut out from dies. You can see them right there to the left from Sizzix. They are a Tim Holtz one. And they're perfect because they're like nice and tall and slender. And reading journal fit comfortably on both pages. And I simply love the way that this turned out and can look at it all the time. So it's a good title page. Then we'll move on to inserting some of these printables that I had mentioned. I don't use all of them in the end, but I do use a fair share of them. So I appreciate kind of the work being done. So I have both of these. So one is a Goodreads one, and I take the time to put the numbers in the boxes 1 through 100 with just a gray felt tip Stabilo pen. And then the other one says books read, and it breaks down the key underneath it by month. And then this one is by genre. So I think both of them are, yes, maybe a little redundant, but at the same time, it would be nice to see at a glance. Like, so in the month of January, I read 6 books or however many, and then February, another 6. You can see consistency in that sort of tracking. But also then on the flip side, knowing what genres are that I gravitate towards. So, if I'm always reading romance, one after the other, or if I'm always reading nonfiction, just some good at a glance visuals to what you tend to gravitate towards. So you can see me adding some washi tape to kind of fill in a little bit of the gap that happens from cutting that printable in half. And it was just black and white washi that was from my stash. I don't, again, remember the manufacturer, but this has been a nice little stash dive for me, which I can totally appreciate. So I'm using some more of those stickers that I had used on the cut title sheet. And this one I was excited about just because, again, like I like the book covers of books. I really do. Aesthetically pleasing. I, unfortunately, am someone that does judge a book by its cover. So if it uses my Fen colors, I am more apt to pick it up and read it. And, DNF it if I really don't like it. But I usually do pick up books based on covers. So 23 and 23, I had mentioned, is just 23 titles that have been on my TBR for far too long that I've been stalling. And I do own most of them, which is also why, like I said, I had done some of the legwork and printed out the covers because I knew that they were sitting right in front of my shelves, and I could, search them real quick and then kind of shrink them down to fit my thing. So here we are making the yearly stats. So all those other little inserts will be just stat done here. So like a roundup of all your numbers, and I love it.
Okay, so I completed the pages I thought would be a good starting point for my reading journal. I just didn't do like the opening month page for like January. So we'll flip through that. And I just wanted to show you the stamps that I have also to use that have bookish themes. This one's from Elle Studio. Definitely probably going to use a lot of these for my book review pages. This one's from Paper Person Shop. I don't have the original packaging. And this one I had just had, which I used on the title page. And then this one is from Studio Calico. And then I have this is the alpha that I've used repeatedly just for the nice capital letter, and then the smaller sized one as well. And then a lot of the stickers that you'll see will come from Live, Love, Posh sticker books. They're some of my favorite. I just love that they're always on clear sticker paper. So we started off with the title, which you saw me do. Love the way this turned out. So that's that stamping and the stickers. Then the 23 and 23. Also, I love the way this turned out. So as I read them, they will get like kind of the star ratings underneath it. And maybe I'll highlight it, maybe in a blue color or like a coral, just so I know which ones I have and haven't done. But these are just been sitting on my shelf that I need to get to finally. These are printables from the HebaAlsibaiCreates. I'll leave it linked down below. Again, with the printables, I left these completely blank, just adhered them into the page because I figured whatever kind of coloring system I decide to do, whether it's like star ratings or genre or month that I read, that color will be the star, and then I can figure out if I wanted to add any washi tape. So I added 2 pages of that. A to Z is the printable pattern paper. Stickers are from Live Life Posh, and that is stamped with that alpha. I made my own bingo board instead of using the smaller size one. I just figured the prompt to put in there plus the title of the book would be a cramped spot to have, so I just made the boxes a bit bigger. This was a little bit of a pain to make, but I finished it and it looks actually really good. You can just see I like had to dot out some white out, and I misstamped here a little bit, but a little pattern paper didn't hurt it too bad. This is using that stamp and the Live, Love, Posh. So I'm tracking books read per month, pages, audio. My favorite way to read is audio plus physical, and then library. And then the genres, so fiction, nonfiction, romance, YA, and thriller. And then my ratings. I did leave 2 columns just in case there is something that occurs that I want to track per month. I have the ability to do so. Another page of printables. These stickers were from the bookish sticker book from the Happy Planner I've had in my stash. So I love it because it even gives you kind of like how you read it, like physical, audio, or E. Book of the month. Love this spread too. Again, didn't add any stickers just because the titles of the books I know will be the star of the page. So I wanted to leave it simple. Reading with Heba, I'm going to try to join in this month as a book club option. And for the first January pick was Lessons in Chemistry, which I did buy because I've heard nothing but good things. And it actually also was Barnes & Noble's Book of the Year. So I bought it during the 50% off sale right after Christmas. So definitely will be reading that in the month of January. What I read, again, no decoration, just added in the printable. Love the clean lines. I can add washi later. But left it rather simple, and I gave myself 2 pages for that because this one is numbered to 62. I gave my goal for this year to be 100, so I know I needed the next pages, use the blank ones. A 5-star read, these and next to read, so this will be book recommendations from friends and family, and then the list of all the books I give 5 stars. The thing is, though, I'm wondering if I might run out of room here, but we'll see. Again, the stickers are from Live, Love, Posh. And then the last one I did, which stamped a little crooked over here, but it's okay. Live, Love, Posh stickers is just books purchased. I already have my TBR, which is all the books that I printed that you saw in the beginning. But anything new I add to my shelves, I want to have here. And I'll probably have a key because let's be honest, most of the books I get are pre-owned or discounted. So I use Pango Books. It's kind of like Poshmark for clothes is Pango for books. So those that finish books and you're looking for something, look on Pango because different sellers will sell it at a discounted price. So I get them a lot there and they're always really in good condition. I have a wonderful thrift store nearby that I can get my books at $2, $3, $4 each. And then I'll mark off and keep track of the ones that I purchase at retail. And so I knew one page would be good because I'll hopefully do 2 columns, but I have the second page just in case. And then for these pages, I have taped 2 pages together to make them thicker. And this is where I'm going to have the book covers be in order, in chronological order as I read them. I didn't title it or anything yet, just because I wasn't sure how many would fit on here just yet. But if it's anything like the 23 and 23 at this size, this is 25 books, right? 24. It's 24 books per page. So I can either shrink them down to be smaller and maybe get no, because I think it would be hard to even get a 4th row. So 24 books per page means I left, I think it was 5 pages to make it to 100. My math might be wrong, but in essence, I need to keep the font size probably to this size to write books read in 2023. And that way a smaller title would be the last thing to do. But let's stay tuned for that, because as I start reading in the month of January, I will kind of figure out that ratio and stamp it out. So this will become most likely a monthly video to just kind of recap on the books I'm doing, with the monthly, opening page stats, and then the book reviews that I do plan on doing in here will be flipped through, as well as a little book talk. So if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification next to the subscribe button. That way you'll know on my uploads. So that way, if you're interested in my book talk videos, you will be informed when they are uploaded. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe. And until next time, everyone, bye.